All right. That's what I'm talking about. Getting everything ready. Last couple seconds. And it's working like it should. Boom. So here we are again for another lovely episode of Transparency Agenda. Boom. I think I should start my Instagram one too. You know. I'm still working on Instagram. Instagram is not my thing yet. I'll do it later. See how Instagram is not my thing? Ooh, nice little piece from Lance. So, hey everybody, I'm Louis Porter Jr. You are watching another lovely episode of Transparency Agenda Daily. Today is March the 6th. Ooh, it's Monday. It's a whole new week. Whole new bit of excitement. Whole new bit of everything interesting. So, what are we going to talk about today? And I know you saw that title, so I know a lot of you are like, ooh, what's that? That has me interested. So yeah, we had one of those crazy weekends, had some crazy discussions. So talking to some people, and we heard some interesting facts that we found to be incredibly interesting. What's going on, John? So one of the weird things. All right, so you gotta go back about 12 years. 2004-ish, well, 13 years. Back then, there weren't that many of us doing a third-party publishing. There wasn't that many people doing PDF publishing. So the market was kind of small. But at the same time, we knew as we were doing pretty well in the market, myself, Phil Reed, and Gareth Skarka, we were wondering, like, how big is the market really? How big is the market really? And that was something we talked about for a long time. We went over back and forth. We thought about it for ourselves. Because, like I said, we knew what we were doing. And like we were the biggest at the time, we were the biggest guys at the time. There weren't that many people doing it. We were the lone, guys out there, and we knew what money we're making. And like 2004, I'm talking, that's when it was like really, the money was really coming in pretty well. So, we knew what our established ceiling was. And like I said, I know how much money I was bringing in for myself. And with that going on, you were trying to figure out like, okay, if I'm bringing in this much, how much money is really going on? What are the real numbers above us? Like what's really going on? And we'd always talk about that and go back and forth, but no one really ever knew. And we just kind of guesstimated what we thought it would be. And we went on those numbers because, we didn't really have much of a choice. It was those numbers or nothing. So we went with the numbers based on the facts, and stuff made sense. And, so we've always kind of gone with that. And I've kind of kept the formula in my head for the last 12 years and kind of figured it was like that. But I'd never actually known what the real sales were on, the bigger guys and how much of a ceiling. Because, it's like, suppose the three of us were, we were generating like, let's just say $3,000 a month. Was there another $3,000 above us that's getting taken out by like Watsy and like some of the other bigger guys? And like at the time, Monty had really started just coming in. So we didn't know like what was above us. We didn't know. And like I said, we were in the top, 1% or top 2%, but we knew there was more above us, but we didn't actually know how much more. So this is one of those things that went on for years and years, and I thought about it for a long time and was like, oh, what is it? Could it be? And that's what it is, what it is. Flash forward to last Friday. I was talking to some friends. We were talking about some stuff, and they were talking about what they estimated the sales would be online for product at RPG Now. So I'm using RPG Now because really they're the biggest gorilla in the field. They've been doing it longest. They have they have several different sites that sell. And knowing the relationship they've had with Watsy, you can kind of guesstimate, I know from what I thought how big the market was kind of based on that. And this is all like rough estimate in my head, nothing solid, but I knew I made X amount, I was there, they made Y amount, they were here, extrapolate the information from there. And this weekend I got some information from someone I know who was trying to confirm some stuff that I always wondered. And looking at the numbers, I was like, oh, this is not right. And then I didn't take into consideration some other facts that later on. But then I looked and I was like, oh my God, it is kind of right. I think my numbers are kind of right. So based on, the size of the market, and I don't even mean just like companies, but there's tons of companies making products. There's so many products coming out every day. People are just dumping stuff product-wise out there just to sell, But the actual number in money, like cash money, well, I'll just say this. I've always believed that RPG Now is $1 million business. I've always believed that. I think it is. At this point, it definitely is $1 million a year business easy. That's not even a question for me anymore. But is it more than that? That's a good question. Is it more than that? Well, looking at my numbers and seeing where I fall in and basing like people above me, I'm gonna guess. Well, and if you had WotC, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's theft of PDFs, and those people weren't going to buy the PDFs anyway. Don't kid yourself. All those people who start going after the guy saying, "Oh, I'm going to stop them because those people that bought that PDF." Those people didn't care about that PDF. They just wanted something free, and it was your product that happened to be free. People took it, they stole it, and they kept moving. And that's how kind of people have been with that area of stuff for a long time. It just, I want it, I'm taking it, and sometimes they're fans of yours. They liked your stuff, but this is a product they didn't want to buy. It just was not the product for them. They wanted the information. They didn't want to buy it. Or maybe they want to check it out before they actually want to pay for it, that kind of thing. So that's kind of that reasoning. But back to the whole money thing, you really look at it and you go, okay. Oh, actually, look, let's go to RPG Now right now. I'm on the RPG's website. I'm going to go to the part. All right. Wizards of the Coast it sells on RPG Now specifically, and they share on Dungeon Masters Guild and stuff like that. But I'm going to talk about just RPG Now and Drive-Thru as one entity. I might call them either or, but you'll get what I'm saying. So you look at just what's going on. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. John, of course, they're making more than $1 million a year. But I'm just saying that was that's an idea to think about. Because let's be honest, while they're making easily more than $1 million, each individual company, you got to wonder, like, what are they bringing in? What are they bringing in? And what's in the percentage? I mean, look, if you figure that the majority of people in RPG Now are at a 30%. So if they're bringing in $1 million, that means really they're bringing in, the place is generating $3 million. But we all know it's more than that. We all, it just is. And where I listed myself on, the list of companies, I'm in the top 5%. So if I'm in the top 5% and I know how much money I bring in, you can figure out what the rest of the people do, which, relatively speaking, isn't that great. It's very much like Pareto's law. 80% of the money comes from 20% of the places. And you could go to RPG Now and just cut from like 20, like really, I mean this seriously. Might sound cold, but it's true. You can cut everybody who's at 21% to the 100%. Those guys, just cut them and get rid of them. And just deal with the 20%, because that's where 80% of the money's coming from, no doubt. I believe that 110%, I think, even when they split the sites back in the day, they're going to split one site to be the amateur side and one to be the professional. I didn't have a problem with that because, I know it was going to be a professional side because I knew where I was. I knew how to sell. And there are guys who just make products or copy products or just flood the market with garbage products that never sell. So I always think you should cut those guys. It's a waste. It's a waste of resources and stuff like that. And let's just be honest. 20% of the people on RPG Now float the other 80%. Some people are like, oh, that's not fair. That's not right. Dude, that's just math. That's just plain, honest math. I mean, WotC really carries us all. Don't get me wrong. Without WotC, I think RPG Now would be a good site, be a good money-making site. But with WotC's money in there, it's just like it's a great deal for them. And then you look at the DM's Guild. The DM's Guild is a great idea for WotC, because I can only guess the reason they built it separate from the other site is that WotC wanted some of that data, like the people's names, the information, the sales. They wanted that data, and they're willing to give a little bit more. There's the percentage, they split, instead of it being 70 to 65% you take 50%. You sell to them, plus you have to use your stuff. Mm-hmm. And yeah, okay, there's people who are interested in it, and it's selling. Don't get me wrong, it's selling. There's some people, these popular ones, I've seen guys with really massive sales. But that being said, the real sellers, I'm going to be guessing, are the main companies. I mean, like Adventures League, you look at stuff right here. Like there's just stuff that's for sale. And some stuff, I guess, is useful. And some stuff is just, Adventure League stuff. If you look at all the platinum sellers, the bottom there's 14 there, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 of them are for their, I say living campaign, but they're for the Adventures League, I'm sure a lot of people make them, a lot of people do well. It's WotC. These are platinum sellers from WotC. So, let's just figure the platinum sellers are really 1,000. Let's say they're doing 1,000 units. So 15 of those doing 1,000 units a piece. You know, and I'm being nice to say 1,000. It's probably a lot more than that. There's probably somewhere north of like, 3,000. I'm guessing 3,000 probably be realistic. So each one of these things generate, $3 a thing, 3,000 a thing. Let's say 9,000 a piece, and they got 15 of them that are selling every day, dude. And and this is their marketing arm. This isn't really their product line to make the money. This is their marketing arm. But anything for Adventures League, not open gaming, living campaigns. They're just marketing arms for these companies. That's the main purpose. They are there to market the company to other people so they can check it out, see what's going on, and basically make you more fans. Even talking to the guys at Paradigm Concepts and learning from them what they did, which I thought was, when they were doing Living Arcanist, I thought it was a brilliant idea. I always go back to the same problem I had with them. I screamed at them for years about it. I'm like, and this is when they weren't selling PDFs and they weren't online at RPG Now. I kept saying, why aren't you making PDFs of stuff? They're like, well, and I kept saying, you guys are missing an opportunity, because selling PDFs to your fan base that you already have, you could become like a bigger, sustainable deal. And they never did that. And I always thought that was the thing, that if they had done it and they'd done it correctly, they could have easily been taking home actual money, maybe gotten full-time people working for them for this. I always thought it was a goofy idea that they didn't do that. And I didn't understand that. I never understood that. It just never made sense to me. Like ever. I mean, if you're doing some kind of living campaign or trying to do some living campaign, you got to release products every week for people. I mean, and I don't mean just adventures. I mean, adventures, I say twice a month. You do like maybe 2 adventures, or adventure a week. Every week you put an adventure out. It's going to be tough, but the fan base, if they're really hooked in and you've got to wait for them to record their sessions, I think you could easily take over, the industry very simply. Because that's the thing here. See, and that's the weird thing that never makes sense. No one seems to be, with all these computer guys, with all these programmers and developers, it's like no one actually has built a simple database where someone can literally play the game, record the information they're playing, tabulate that information, and give that information to a third party. No one's done that. And I would keep saying the first person who actually does that is going to become a millionaire. And I think, honestly, the company that's really going to do this is Baldwin Games. Baldwin Games is now running the play at a lot of cons for companies. And Paizo and both WotC have gone with them. So here we have one guy, or one company really, controlling 80% of the open organized play campaigns on the world, at least in the US. I mean, that's a huge piece. So, let's imagine. I mean, everybody knows you go to a con. Oh, maybe you don't know this. All right. So you go to a con, you sit down at a table, and you pay like $3 an hour, is roughly figure $3 a half session, every 2 hours. So to play an adventure is like $6. That's pretty standard. Nobody thinks anything of it. So you start looking on the table and you look at the math, like we have to look at the math. Well, I got one GM, he's not paying anything. You got 6 players around. That's $36 right there. You're going to split half of that with the actual venues doing it, and you guys get to keep the rest. That's usually, or whatever, there's an amount like that. So figure half of it's going to be there. So you saw people get $36. Now it's $18. So I want you all to think about this for a second. You're at Gen Con. Let's say it's Saturday at like a little bit after noon. And you go into the Paizo room and you look at all those just tables everywhere. And there's something probably about at least 100 tables. At least 100 tables. Now remember, 100 tables, $18 coming out of each table, nearly $2,000 for a 4-hour period. Okay, let's do this. Let's do some math. I got my phone calculator out here. Let's do some fun math for people. And we're going to use 100. We'll use 100 tables as our thing. But that's what we already know. We already know there's going to be 100 tables, and each table generates $18. And let's say you're going to run tables. How many times a day? So it's 4 hours. So that gives you there's 6 times you could run it. So let's say 4 times. Was it 4? That's a 4. 4 times a day, and you do that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You do it for 3 days. 18 equals times 4 times 4 equals times 3, $21,000. That's not a bit of money. I mean, it's better than a shark poking the eye. And that's 3 days. That's 3 days run 4 sessions a day on 100 tables. Now, we both know that I'm pretty sure Watsy and God, basically everybody big runs much bigger numbers. But that's something to think about. And when you see a table of 6 people there, that's $18. Just think $18 or $20 if you're going to do the math very quickly. $20. That's $20 of people playing at each one of those tables. It's a cash reserve. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And this goes back to how big is the market? How big is the market? In actual dollars? I don't know. They say 1 million people play D&D every week. You figure what? 200,000 of the people buy just about everything that comes out. They're like hardcore super fans, 200,000? Yeah. So how much money is in the market? How much is the actual dollar amount? I don't know. But I think there's a lot more at the top than we've ever planned. I think there's so much money to be made at the top, it's not even funny. I think that now is the time, if you are a small publisher, you need to think about how can you expand your business, not by a factor of like 2 or 3. I'm thinking a factor of 10, 20. Because even if you got, 20 times the people playing and you're making 20 times the money, it's still pretty small amounts, relatively speaking. But that's the kind of money where you could, you could change. If my company generated 20 times what we're doing now, I wouldn't be going into my job. I would be at home working on it, 20 times. I'd be doing cons. I would be, I would do okay. At 20 times, I would do okay. And that's relatively speaking. I would do okay. I'd be like, yeah, this is good money. We're doing very well. I'm very happy with the money. Yeah, I stay at home. I make games. How can I not beat it? And that's at 20 times. What if it's 100 times? Ooh, then we're hiring people. Then you can become Paizo. And I think it's very feasible for that to happen. I think that small companies, this is a time that we need to focus on expanding our growth and really looking at, look at the numbers. Stop guessing what the numbers are. Stop fooling yourself. Stop, guesstimating low because we're wrong. The market is much bigger than we ever thought. Stores want product to come in so they get customers in. They want to get part of it. They want to be part of this whole, PDF revolution. They still want products that they can't get because they want to sell stuff. They want people to come to the stores to sell stuff. They want products they can sell. They want to find a way to make money. You want to find a way to get larger. It's all a team effort, So there we go. All right. That's it. Like I said, I didn't give you the exact number. I know you guys are like, oh, that's going to be the real number. Hey, I can only give you an estimate, and the estimate I have is going to be wrong no matter what. I'm sure John here can give you a better number of what, even from his companies. But, it's much larger than I think we've all expected or surprised. I think Kickstarter has proven that more than we ever could. I saw Seventh Sea raise $1 million on a game that people did not buy in droves, and I don't care what they tell you. I know I think I had maybe one of the books. I think the original 1 or 2 books, and I had them for a while, and I gave them away because I was a L5R kind of guy. I liked L5R. That was well done. I didn't think that, 7th Sea was anywhere as good as L5R. So to see it made $1 million+ dollars, I'm still flabbergasted about that. So these are things. This market's much bigger than we ever thought, and we have to stop undercutting ourselves to try to make a couple of dollars. We got to think bigger. Okay? Much bigger. How can I make this thing better, quicker, faster, sell more, get more out there, and get more people interested in what I'm doing? I think there's ways to do it. I just think you got to buckle down and do it. That's it. You got to buckle down and do it. Because, it's crazy. It's crazy. For example, Dungeon Masters Guild has 49 platinum level sellers. And like I told you, nearly 20 of them are their Adventure League stuff. So you do the math on that. You figure it out, Dungeon Masters Guild is making a lot of money. hand over fist. And it goes back to the whole mindset of it being official. Some people are afraid of products because it's not official. It doesn't say WotC, so it's not official. It's not official. What does that even mean? The same guys make this stuff, but it's cool. What does it matter? If the guys go out there and bust and just bust ass and make it awesome, what does it matter? If it's cool, it's cool. If it's just cool stuff you can work with, what do you care? There you go. It ain't rocket science, man. I ain't kidding you, but Jesus. All right. I'm getting out of here. You all can watch this, go over this back and forth, start thinking about this, thinking about how you're going to triple, quadruple, a factor of 20. Get your stuff up there. That's what you need to do. You need to figure that out like toot sweet. Get yourself some money together so you can stop crying about how much money you're not making in this industry and how much more you could be making. Stop whining. Make some money. Do something exciting. That's what I'm doing. Ooh, one of those days. All right, everybody. Tomorrow we'll have another great show. It'll be all exciting. As always, come on by our YouTube channel and subscribe. If not, come to our Facebook channel. Subscribe here. You can get us either here. Swing by our website at lpjdesign.com and check out our free first part for the fastest blade. It's going on right now, written by Eric Scott DeBee. You can check it out there. You can read it. We also have the PDF and the EPUB ready for sale. I'm trying to get it through some other resources so you can maybe see it also online at Amazon. I'm hoping to get that done sometime this week, if not next week. I'm a busy guy. What can I say? All right, everybody. I'm getting out of here. You all have a good evening, and I'll talk to you all later.